Do the chickens have large talons?
Do they have what?
Large talons.
I don't understand the words you just said.
Hey guys, this is Thad with survivalgardener.com, and today I'm going to go over chicken house design, why we built it, the way that we did, how we keep it clean, how we keep them clean, where they eat, where they drink, and a lot of the systems that are on autopilot for us here. I'm going to go over 4 tools that are going to make your life much easier when it comes to raising chickens, as well as our yard and how we incorporate food waste from the household. Quiet! Utilize waste from our household to bring the chickens into the system full cycle and kind of upconvert it into protein for us to use again. If you have any questions, comment below. I'm going to get going. We built this with security in mind and with climate in mind. So the entire thing is made of metal. It's open air with an open air split roof. We've been using this house for over 5 years, haven't had any issues regarding the elements. In terms of security, we don't have any more issues with coyotes or pisotes, cats, raccoons. Now our only problem is the occasional egg thieves. So like monkeys, snakes, and iguanas will come in from time to time in the mornings. Your hens are going to want an elevated roost to sleep off the ground. We constructed this one out of wood. And for the laying spots, we used to have wooden boxes, but we shifted over to buckets. Both work fine, but these buckets won't rot like wood, and they're cheap and easy to replace. I also think the hens like the concave bottom. Now, your biggest time sucker when you're raising hens is going to be poop.
Poop again!
He called the shit poop!
This is the best night of my life.
So you want to build a house that minimizes that time spent. We've used 2 different designs. We've used metal mesh floors on a portion under the roost areas, and we've done solid concrete like this. I like a solid concrete floor because you can just spray it off. But if you're building your chicken house on an incline or on stilts, you might as well do a mesh floor under the roosting area. It can just fall through and you can still spray it out. What you'll also see here is on the back end, I have some rocks where the poo water gets sprayed, and we also started planting quadrados and varieties of bananas in the back to take advantage of some of that free fertilizer. But enough about the poops. Let's get into how we feed these guys. So regardless of whether or not your chickens are free range, if you want to maximize egg output, you'll need to give them some additional easy access food. I use these Amazon auto feeders in the side of a kitchen trash can, and this drastically reduced the amount of time we have to worry about feeding these guys. This thing will last almost a week when it's full. Now let's move on to keeping your chickens alive. So we have a variety of predators here. We've got monkeys that come down and take the eggs. We have iguanas that will eat the eggs as well as baby chickens. We have snakes that get in and try to eat the eggs. And we have mischievous pisotes, which will kill chickens and, of course, take the eggs as well. So here we have this ChickenGuard automatic door, which is a lifesaver. Unless you want to wake up every morning, open the door, and then have to close the door before you go to bed at night, you can see how this obviously can put a damper on any activities you'd like to do if you want to keep your chickens safe. We've been using these ChickenGuard brand automatic door openers for the last 10 plus years. Overall, they've been great. Some of the earlier models, we had issues with the elements, I think related to the heavy rains, but they're a high quality build construction and they have good customer service and honor their warranties. We've used some of the cheaper brands on Amazon and they just didn't last. So we've stuck with the ChickenGuard brand. And again, their newer models are solid. And we've placed these buckets around the yard for our ducks that we raise in conjunction with chickens. So the chickens mostly lay in the house and the ducks use these buckets outside. They don't sleep in the house, they sleep in the trees, they spend their time in the pond, and they seem much better at keeping themselves protected from predators. Now, what do we do about water? If you want your hens to be happy, healthy, and constantly producing eggs, you'll need a nice constant water supply. These chicken waters came in the same kit I bought my feeders from. They were $16. Came with 6 of these and 6 feeders. I've had bad luck with some of the other styles of chicken waters only because I have a lot of particulate matter in my water and they clog up easily. These have been maintenance free for the last year. I have them attached to the bottom of a 55-gallon barrel. You want to be sure the water doesn't get exposed to light or you have a translucent container or else you'll have a lot of algae issues. So chickens are carnivorous, but you can't start throwing random chunks of meat around your yard or else you're going to attract more predators. So what I have here is a tumbling 55-gallon drum where I place carcasses from fish and animals I've cleaned, as well as any sloppy, gross stuff I find in the back of the fridge. The flies lay eggs on the matter inside the barrels and create maggots, and the maggots drop through the holes, giving us a free protein source for the hen. We've been doing it this way, or a version of this way, for over 10 years as well, and had no issues with disease, only happy chickens. The funny thing is, they're conditioned now. Anytime they hear the barrel turn, it's like a mad dash from the yard over to the barrel. They're really excited about eating these maggots. In our kitchen, we have a specific bin just for the chickens and ducks. Every single piece of vegetable and fruit waste goes in there, as well as after every one of our meals, our plates get cleaned off as well. And about every 2 to 3 days, one of my boys' chores is to bring the bin down in the morning and empty it. The chickens and ducks, they eat just about everything. Now, the cool thing is, this normally would have been waste, but now it's being up-converted to protein and nutrients in the form of eggs. And while we don't normally eat our hens, this also adds to the diet of our ducks, which we do eat. So it's all about efficiently making use of all the resources you have at hand. Now, in addition to that, we've started growing things in the area to feed the chickens and ducks locally. You may ask, where's that beautiful grassy field where the chickens are grazing? Well, believe it or not, there was a lot of grass down there, but with the number of ducks that we have and the horrible condition of the heavy clay soil, it's really difficult to keep any sort of greenery going on in the dry season. So what I've done is started planting tons of plantains and quadrados as well as moringa around the perimeter, and I've also started fencing off sections of the yard to allow yardways to break down and let some native grasses grow. One thing to keep in mind, especially when you have ducks, is if they're allowed free reign in your yard and you're trying to grow trees or a garden or anything else, you can pretty much count on them munching on everything. I don't know how many trees I've lost to the ducks, so I'm attempting right now to keep this in a protected area and get stuff growing in there that they can't destroy immediately. We're still learning and optimizing, and I don't care how many YouTube videos you watch, you're going to have to adjust to the climate, soil, predators, and the overall ecosystem of where you live. I appreciate any comments, criticisms, questions. I'll respond immediately. In addition, in the description, I have links to a lot of the tools that have helped me make raising hens easy and as low maintenance as possible. Let me know. Like and subscribe.